Happy Saturday! That. Trying out all sorts of new stuff. I'm looking into other music. I've done this station before. This is music that I've done, or I did with my Guild Wars. I just wanted a little bit more. It's not necessarily acoustic, but sort of acoustic. I don't know. Alright. So, welcome back. This is week 2 of the Hat Project. I have a date now for when that's supposed to be due. That we need them by, or we need our donations by Thanksgiving, basically. So I have today, and I have today. So I should be able to get it finished. I would think, get them finished. So refresher, we're doing the E-hat here. Kind of a slouchy, long hat with a big tail. Not a huge tail. There's this hat over here that has a very, very long tail that you can wrap around like a scarf. We're not doing that one. We're just doing one with a little bit of a long tail. And we're doing it in a small, a medium, and a large. Last week we got the everything cut out and the hat bits, or the main body of it put together. It's big long tubes, ×3. I'm thinking the famous last words. I'm thinking the rest of this is going to go together pretty quick, but hey, second vacate. Hello, Sabu. How are you this morning and this afternoon, I suppose, for you? It's been afternoon for a bit now for you. Happy Saturday. Hope your day is going well. So we got through step 2. 2 of 8. Yes, 2 of 8. With wrong sides together, fold hat muff in half lengthwise, matching small dots and notches, baste raw edges together. So that is going to be this piece on each one. We have the large on top, right? Yes, large is on top. With wrong sides together. So this is a weird one where we're actually putting the outside out when we're sewing it. That is weird. Just saying. It's all the way edge to edge. Sure does. So I know I had thought I'd been toying around with adding in another sewing stream through the week, and I was thinking it was going to be Wednesday. But this Wednesday absolutely blew up at work. And while I'm usually able to kind of separate home and work, I needed to come home and like kill dragon minions in the video game, because there was no chill. I had no chill Wednesday after work. It was very hectic. We have crazy busy days, and I'm used to crazy busy days, but Wednesday was beyond normal crazy busy day. So still not giving up the idea of doing a second stream through the week. I just don't know when I'm gonna do that and exactly what day that's gonna be. Medium. Again, toying around with camera placements. I don't love having it like hiding behind my sewing machine. But also now you're just getting weird profile of me. I don't know. And ultimately it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, because you're probably more here to see the sewing aspect and aw, thank you. I love your clothes today. They look nice and comfy, and the red is awesome. Thank you. Just wanted to say hi, and I love the clothes. Aw, thanks, Tidal. Good morning. In trying to decide what I wanted to wear today, I was like, my thoughts now have been, you know, on Saturdays I could just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, but also I have clothes in my closet that I don't get to wear, and this is one of the outfits that I bought right before I quit my last job. And because we could wear business casual at that job. And so I got two of these, this one and then one in navy, and never wore them. Never once. Love it. Thank you. Because yeah, then immediately I quit my job, and well, and I might have already put my notice in. I don't remember exact timing, but now I work at a clinic where we wear scrubs. So like, oh well, that's cool. And I just haven't been able to bring myself to get rid of these because they're still nice. They're still good. But I just don't have anywhere to wear them. So, hey, I'll wear them in my house on my stream. That, you know. So maybe next week will be the navy blue one. We'll see. Haven't decided yet if I'm gonna wear any of my formal gowns. Probably not. I might on a day. Maybe around, you know, Christmas or Thanksgiving. They're long and I'll get them rolled over, and that's no good. And also the perpetual every woman's best thing ever. It has pockets. Big pockets. Pockets OP. Pockets are like life. I don't want to have to carry around a big old purse all the time. Still gonna, but I don't want to have to. Like the, I want to say it's a, I don't know if it's a meme. I haven't verified whether it's like legit or not, but there's supposedly a, like an advertisement, something from a newspaper back in the late 1800s, early 1900s about how women with pockets are dangerous. Probably the early 1900s during the suffrage movement. Women with pockets are dangerous because they can put their pamphlets in the pockets and spread their, nonsense and everything. So, women, be dangerous, have pockets. Actually going shopping for a sling bag because I don't have enough pockets. A man purse, if you will. See, and they're so useful. Pockets, all the pockets. Even on not clothes, because some things just don't fit in pockets on your body too. So I get that, I feel that. I kind of thought when I went looking for my last purse that I wanted more of a, sling bag. Dreams of perhaps getting a laptop again, maybe someday, and so having it all in one like that. Ended up not getting that, ended up getting shoulder bags, but that's all right. It's all good. All right. Everything's pinned together. We are now basting using the longest stitches available, because if I have to take the stitches out, it'll be easier. Oh, it's been a while since I've sewn on knit. This is stretchy stuff. I don't like stretchy stuff. Although for being knit and being stretchy, this goes through the machine very nicely. Just use it, not pull it. Now I'm gonna have to really pay attention to which one's the small, the medium, and the large. I wrote them out on the inside of the muffs, not the outside. So that one's small. This one's medium. I mean, I suppose laying them on top of each other should make that a little more obvious, but... Alright, and large. Cool. That's step number 3. Almost halfway there. Haha! With right sides together. Pin muff to hat, matching notches, small and large dots. Pull up ease stitches to fit, and stitch. Alright. Let me not block while I spin my chair around. How about that? Theater training, still there. Still got it. This will be a fun one. Okay. And it goes notches side up. Did I put any of the small dots on here? Heck no, I did not. Why would I do such a thing? Why would I help myself out? No, right sides together. Right sides together, ding dong. Let's try that again. Up. Right? Yes. Was I supposed to, like, do anything? Iron this out, maybe? Never said turn. That's alright. Simplicity, you made me assume a step. How dare you? Do I have something long and skinny to poke with? That is not a seam ripper because I don't want to mess up the satin. It might have to be. All right. Okay. Let's try pinning that again. Is there a side that looks nicer? Not particularly. It's got a little more fluffy, or not fluffy. It's got like stuff caught in the fluff. I think a lint roller should take care of that. So, I'll go this side. All the stretchy, this could easily get stretched out of shape. So with the knit of the fleece, or the low pile fur, and then the this bit of the curve of the hood is on the bias, so they'll both stretch, which is kind of good, but kind of not. All right, where's your center, Mr. Fleece bit? Right there. That goes on the center seam. So the last thing I did last week was put in some long stitches for gathering. Although I kind of messed one side up, but that's okay. So now just pull gently on the thread, and that will gather up the material so it'll go along that curve nicer. As opposed to being this big, lumpy, like putting in a dart, basically. Makes it lots of little darts, sort of. Now it fits around that corner much nicer. Now, oh. I will put the other pins back on this side. Usually when I'm stitching, I stitch the larger piece on the bottom going through the sewing machine, but given that this is going to have the gathering on it, it probably would be better to put that side on top, the stripy side on top. So that's the large one. It's starting to take shape a little bit. See? Then once it's all stitched together, that will come flap down a little bit. And it'll be the... That's cute. And of course there'll be the bill on the front, which we'll get around to. But I angle this. I love it, it's so cute. Alright, part number 2. Medium. Very close, very close. Oh, no. Alright, close enough. Call that close enough. No ripping the satin. And is there a preference for right sides on this one? I don't think so. I don't know, that side looks fuzzier. So we'll call this one the wrong side. Fuzzier, like dirtier, not fuzzier. Whatever. This one I did not stitch too small, so this should make the gathering even easier. And it wasn't too bad on the other one, so yay for mistakes that didn't really become mistakes. Yay! Looking nice and laying pretty well. See if we can do the same on this side, make it look all pretty like that. Yeah, there we go. Some of my pins are a little short. You're not going to go through the fluffy layers of the, I'm just going to call it fleece. It's not like fleece like you'd think of normal fleece, but it's more like fleece as in sheepskin fleece, sort of. So I won't ask it of the pin. No need to try to force a pin to do something it doesn't want to do, right? It's a losing battle. One more here, and we're ready to do the small. I figure since I'm doing all 3 hats at the same time, we're just going to do all 3 steps at once. That way I don't get confused as to what step was I on which hat. Because I will get that confused. I am that person. I'm trying to get as much of that tiny little point pushed through before I turn everything as I can, but it still comes out all bunched up. It's just a lot of fabric for a very small space. All right. We'll say... Let's say this is the right side. I don't know. The blessing and the curse of when it's when it doesn't matter is making a decision on these things. Indecision can be crippling. And if it doesn't matter, it literally doesn't matter, but it so matters. Sort of. Wonder if I should disclaimer that I know you're not supposed to stick pins in your mouth. It's dangerous. Don't do that. As I continue to do that, I've read the horror stories of people who inhaled pins. That usually needs to lead to surgery. And very invasive surgery. Because it could either get stuck in your esophagus, in your stomach, or in your lungs. I used to line up like a ton of pins, like all the way across. I'll only do like 2 or 3 now. And always the ballpoint one, or ball, ones that have the large balls on the top, as opposed to pins that don't have any balls on the top. And I can grab it in my teeth, which is probably also not good. Don't tell the dentist. Huh. Apparently, don't really need to do any gathering on this side. That doesn't make sense. Let's shift it just slightly. This piece doesn't look like it's going to need as much gathering as the other ones did, which the other ones didn't need that much either. But yeah, that's cool. Well, that's nifty. So the small does not need any gathering. It's loose, so I'll pin it a little extra, but um, it doesn't need any gathering at all. Interesting. Alright, that is small, medium, and large all set. Anything special when I stitch these? Pin muff to hat, matching notches, small and large dots, pull up ease stitches to fit, and stitch. Good morning, Sincere Smell. Very sexy. Well, thank you. I'm not here for the sexy, but thanks. I hope you're having a good morning or afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for stopping by. We are working on some hats that I'm going to be donating to my workplace's adopt a family for Christmas presents. And they're going to be so cute. There we go. Now I get to use the normal medium-sized stitches or smaller stitches. Is it a wolf hat? It is not a wolf hat. Let me make this seam because my sewing machine will shut off probably if I stop. It's kind of a stocking cap with a long tail. Not the really long tail, like a medium length long tail. I'm doing them in a flannel back satin and a low pile fleecy fur. Right now we're putting the back brim of the hat on. Last week we got the bodies of the hats put together. Today we're getting the back of the back brim. They're calling it the muff. And then once we get these pieces put together, we'll put the front brim on. Well, put them together and put them on, and then we'll have finished hats. So, picture of project. Dropping things all over the place. Looks like a wizard's a little bit. So the pattern, the whole pattern that we're doing, it comes with these fun kind of fairy jackets and boleros and little hats, and we are doing this hat up here that's just kind of a slouchy brimmed hat. I don't know. I thought they'd be kind of cute, and I really am thinking I would like to make some of those jackets at some point for myself. At some point. Along with, all the other projects that I need and or want to do. Which is the whole point of me being here, getting through all of these projects. Maybe someday I won't have 7 bins of fabric and a whole bin of patterns that have never been actually cut apart and used. Whoa! Throwing pins, and fun bit about my room is I have carpet. I see it. It's over there. It's fine. It can live over there. Alright, so here on the large is... Oh, let me put it actually on the camera. Sorry. I'll learn where my this down here. So that will be the bottom brim. Cute. Would you sew a tunic for Donald Trump if he really wanted it? I don't sew for anybody right now, so no, probably not. If I were taking commissions and he agreed to pay whatever price I decided to place on whatever I was making, customer's a customer, I guess. But I'm not doing commissions, so I would not be sewing for anyone. I'll just trim all of these little threads because I does not like my threads hanging out. They get in my way. And that one. All right. Set the large off over there. And what if he paid the full commission price, but you find out he's going to deliver a racist speech while wearing the tunic? All right, so to be fair, my stream is not about any kind of politics. I also don't really enjoy dealing in hypotheticals. That'll never happen. Donald Trump is never going to know that I actually exist as a streamer, or as a seamstress, or anything else, and I would never end up getting his business. Again, I don't sew for anybody. So I'm not sure what you're trying to get at, but no, that we're not dealing those hypotheticals. I'm sewing on the wrong side. No, it'll be fine. We'll be fine. I know everybody has their opinions on public figures, political figures. I certainly have my opinions regarding that president and his politics, but this is not the place to discuss them, so I will ask you to cease and desist. Right, there is medium. Yeah, let's make sure. Oh yeah, it did fine. I had intended to stitch it with the fleecy side down, but it worked out just fine. Fleecy side up, so. How come you don't like hypotheticals? How come you're asking so many questions? Just curious. Okay. Well, mainly because most hypotheticals are never going to come to pass anyways. We do tend to look for the worst case scenarios in a lot of situations, and I don't see that as particularly useful. It can be. It can be a good theory game or whatever. But I tend to find that for how do I put yeah, just that it's kind of a waste of energy. Never found anyone who doesn't enjoy hypotheticals before? Oh, well. Hi, my name is Kate, and I don't like to spend a whole lot of time thinking about things that probably aren't going to happen. See them as pointless, I guess. Mostly. In most circumstances, yes. Again, there are circumstances where to make an informed decision, you kind of need to know or have thought out, if I do this, what then? If you're taking a job, what's the worst thing that could happen if you take this job? What's the best thing that could happen if you take this job? What are the things in between? If you buy a house, what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the best thing that can happen? You buy this outfit, what's the, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, things like, again, does it matter if I would sell it to Donald Trump? Because that's never gonna happen. And if it's a character study you're after, what kind of person am I? Well, let's be real. Me on the screen is different than me not on the screen. And me on the screen is an entertainer that is whatever I need to be. Me off the screen is myself, and I keep that all separate. Maybe not all separate, but like I'm never gonna portray myself as different. I don't know. Where am I going with that one? Again, I am Kate here, which is different than who I am in real life. You can do with that as you will. Alright, small, medium, large, all done. Unpin it, trim my threads, probably go iron it. Oh, nope, not yet. That happens later. Okay. That makes sense because the brim overlaps with the muff, so. Would you be willing to engage in any hypotheticals involving Elon Musk? Not really. Same thing applies. I do not. Why would that be any different? Still a public figure, still rather political, and that is not what my stream is about. He has a lot of money, right? Maybe he's more likely to buy something from you. Except that I don't sell anything to anyone. I do not do commissions. I don't sell my stuff. And again, there's no way he's ever likely to find me. It's just different name, same scenario, different name. Alright, small, medium, large. What's next? Apply feasible interfacing to wrong side of hat brim, following manufacturer's directions. Stack these up so I don't get them confused. Do I crochet too? I do not. I have crocheted a very, very, very long chain because I couldn't figure out how to turn it around. And I have knit a few things, but not recently. And I think I still have a washcloth that's on my needles that I need to figure out how to cast off. But I have knit, yes. A washcloth. But it's been a while. Been a good long time. Alright, so I'm gonna be away from the chat. Crochet looks so confusing. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a skill. And whoever learned or discovered how to do it, knotting all the fabric all over the place, that was impressive. Knitting confusing too with all those loops, right? And watching knowing when you need to knit, when you need to purl, when you need to skip a stitch. But I'm sure it's something that anybody can, with enough practice and a good pattern, maybe somebody to teach you how. Anybody should be able to do it. I always say that, like with sewing. It's not something that it's not exclusive. Anybody can do it. You just need a good starting space or starting point. Let's do that over here. It's saying to fuse it to the wrong side of the hat brim. I'm hoping that means to it's gonna go to the flannel back piece, because I don't really think that's gonna fuse real well to the fleecy stuff. What's your stance on those automatic sewing machines, like computer operated ones that automatically make designs? Those are nifty. Those are really cool. Those are a lot of fun. My friend has one, and she can do a lot of stuff with it. I don't have one. It's not something I've gotten into, but they're pretty useful things, and having the ability to design on your computer, make the designs and then put that over into stitched art, that's a pretty cool thing. They look really cool, really quick. But I don't think they're really all that fast, especially if you're doing something that has multiple colors. You have to, depending on the system, I think. There may be some machines, I think there are some machines, some of the commercial machines that you can put multiple color threads into at one time. But like her machine can only do one thread at a time. So she has to kind of watch it when it gets done with that thread, change that out, and do another, put the next one in. And it does take time. And I can crochet and macrame. Macrame, I never think about macrame. That also is quite a nifty skill. Speaking of all the knots. Mrs. Ernie Ball, good morning. First time here, what are you making? I am making 3 hats. We are doing, we're using this Simplicity pattern that has kind of fun fantasy bolero jackets and hats and fairy wings. Not doing the fairy wings. And we are doing this hat up here. That's a kind of a slouchy hat that has a fun little brim on the front and hangs down in a little tail. And we are at the point where I have the hats with the back, they're calling it the muff, kind of a back brim. And then we're gonna put together the actual brims. See if I can kind of fake it here to get just what it's gonna look like. That'll go more or less like that, but much nicer because, So that's where we're at so far. I'm doing 3 of them. They're going to be donated to a silent auction to benefit our Adopt a Family for Christmas at work. Thank you. Yes, it's fun. It's a flannel back satin, so it'll be nice and shiny on the front, but kind of warm and cozy on the inside. I used to work for a fabric store several years ago, and I have so much fabric. I'm gonna be kind of away. I won't see all the chats for a minute. I purchased lots and lots and lots of fabric while I was there because, well, what else do you do when you work at a fabric store and you have access to all the fabrics? And always intended to make stuff with all of the fabric that I got, but then never did. So now I am rectifying that, and we are making all the things eventually, slowly. Once I'm done with this project, we're going to go back to the this one that's hanging up over here. Is it in? Yeah, it's in view. That's my Game of Thrones inspired tabard, and this material here is going to be the skirt for it when we get that done. And I'm not real sure what we're going to do after that yet. I still have a while to think on that. Temperature are you at? Be a little warmer iron, please. And I have things from costumes and actual clothing to doll clothes, home decorating. Got all sorts of stuff to make. And 7 bins of fabric with which to make it. I also have a closet full of things that need to be fixed. Again, other costumes, clothing. I've got corsets that I used to wear that just need some bias tape put back on them. Alright, there's one. I'm working on my inventory while I'm watching you. I've never streamed on Twitch before. Oh. Well, so I started out gaming. I and I still do Wednesday mornings, and periodically whenever I still feel like it. Predominantly Guild Wars 2 is what I play, and I stream on Wednesday mornings, our World v World. But then it occurred to me over the summer, I was like, there are people who craft and sew on Twitch, and maybe that would be keep my attention on the project and actually get them done. Accountability is a thing. And like the Game of Thrones costume, a lot of my costumes, including that one, I would make for specific events. So I had a deadline. I have to get it done by whatever time. And this, the Game of Thrones one, I started at the beginning of the pandemic because, hey, I'm going to have time to make this because we're getting our hours cut a little bit. Except that then, when, funny enough, the pandemic meant that I didn't have anywhere to wear it, and so then I just stopped working on it, and then I stopped sewing for 2 years. And so I got to thinking, well, yeah, people stream their sewing projects all the time, and other crafting projects, and so maybe since I've already got the setup for gaming, I have a nice space in which to sew now, so maybe I'll just do that. And so yeah, now I do both, and I'm honestly kind of enjoying this sewing stuff a little bit more than streaming my gaming. I don't think I'm gonna stop streaming my World v World Wednesdays, they're too much fun, but I am contemplating, or I have been contemplating, adding another sewing day stream to my week. I was gonna do it this week on Wednesday evening, but then work was so crazy when I got home. I was just like, nope, I need to be a hero in the video game world, kill all the dragon minions, cause I have no chill. Be like madly stabbing pins into fabric. So I decided that was better to wait on that. And I probably won't be doing anything this Wednesday evening because it's Thanksgiving, and I don't know yet if I'll be traveling Wednesday night or not, but I will absolutely be doing. If I'm not traveling, I will be packing, cooking, what have you. So. Alright. Interfacing is applied to the small, medium, and the large. What inventory are you working on? Do you also sew? Do you craft? Put that back over here. With right sides together, pin hat brim sections together along outer edge. Alright. Now I need to do which one's small, medium, and large? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that one looks pretty small. This one is bigger than this one. Yep, okay. This is the large. Right sides together. We are just doing the outside. Yes, stitch along outer edge. Right. I do both currently working on inventory for my custom dog bandana business I am launching. That's cute. Oh, that's fun. Dog bandanas are so popular. And so customizable. And yeah, they're that's very fun. Stitching all the way across, yes, edge to edge. All right, brim number 1. It's so fluffy. These short little ones need to just not be in here right now. I have another box we can put. I think we may take a break here shortly. Once I get these pieces pinned together before I stitch them. I realize I refilled my coffee. I did not refill my water. And also it's been a little while. Need to get up, walk around. Oh, thank you so much, Mrs. Ernie Ball, for the follow. I appreciate it. I do appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Keeping me company, I'll keep you company. We'll get our work done. Make it a productive Saturday. Alright, there is medium put together. Small, very small, your turn. I think I need to chat with my mom again and remember everything that we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make a brownie dip, I think. It's like brownie mix with cream cheese and Cool Whip, maybe. Good for dipping pretzels and graham crackers and cookies and such. I should also maybe think about making something that's also maybe a little healthy-ish. Should be fun. Our family is doing a somewhat less traditional Thanksgiving meal this year, which is always kind of fun. Like, I love the turkey and stuffing and everything, but it can be fun every now and then to mix it up, do something a little unexpected, a little different. All right, and that is the small done. All right, I'm gonna move around a little bit. I'm gonna play. It's gonna be a 3-minute ad. Refill my water. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves as well. Get yourself some water. Get a coffee. Get a cocoa, a tea, whatever suits you best, floats your boat. And I will be right back. pro streamer. Remember, put her microphone on before she starts talking to people. Alright, thank you for the indulgence. I went and changed my socks too, because my legs are getting cold. And I remembered that I have some chunky socks that go up to my knees, so that should help. Alright, we are stitching the brims. 1, 2, 3. Here I've gotten in deep rearranging my crafting corner, and now I'm not sure if it was a good idea or not. I do that all the time. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna like organize this, or clean up this, and then it becomes a disaster, and it's taken over the entire house. It's like, well, best of intentions. And then I start feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I don't even want to finish this. Just like pile it all back to where it was before. You're like, I'll deal with it later. All right, so that is 3 hat brims all stitched together. Oh my goodness, I am throwing pins all over the place. There's that one. Good. I was thinking as I was, especially these two middle ones, it kind of puckered it a little bit. Going around that corner, it was pushing the knit fleecy fabric down a little bit. I was concerned that it was gonna leave a pucker, a tuck that I didn't really want, but no, it's kind of evened itself out. Again, it's got a little bit of one there, but I think once it's turned right side out, it won't even be noticeable. It's barely noticeable here. Okay. This one's small? Yes. Yes. Small, medium, large. These are important things to know. Which one is which? Okay. Yay. Trim seams, clip curves, and trim point. We're gonna want the big scissors for this. Trim that right off. I imagine we probably want less of the fleecy fabric than we do of the flannel back. Pretty bulky stuff, so trimming the seams leaves less bulk in that when we turn it right side out. Yeah, it just seems to me that we would want to have as little bulk as possible, so we'll trim the fleece stuff to be the shortest. We can also trim down a little bit. I won't trim as short as the fleece. It kind of makes me wonder, though, if they're gonna have you trim it, why don't they just have you, I don't know, use a 3/8 inch seam allowance? Or a 1/4 inch. And then clipping the curves, so we clip to about the stitch lines throughout these curves. And just make the tip flat. Go ahead and start step 6 of turn it right side out. Yep, look at that hat brim. Iron it out later, but that'd be it's so cute. Alright. Next. The lining. Keep like catching, my ears keep creeping up, or my shoulders keep creeping up to my ears. Like, relax. And then clipping these curves also. Careful not to actually cut the seam, because that's problematic. And snip the tip. Ha 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 ha. How's this top stitching this? Nope. Medium. And the small. And finally clipping these curves. Snippy tip. Ooh, that got right nice and close. Whoops. Still good. Right, and right side out. Press and baste raw edges together. So away to the ironing board I go. Let's turn the temperature back down again. I'm working on the actual right side of this stuff. I probably don't want to be using a too hot iron. Maybe I should have made both edges of this be fleece instead of some of it being the blue satin. Right. Baste the raw edges together. And not least, accepted size is small. The basting thing. Stitches to 5. Big stitch, very long. Kate, are there any news to the Oculus already, or am I too impatient? It seems like it's taking a long time. I shipped it out on Sunday, and they said that they would send it, that I would receive shipping, like that they had shipped out the new one within 3 to 5 business days of them. Let's see, it would take 3 to 5 business days for them to process it once they had received it and get the next one shipped out, and that I would receive confirmation of the shipping. So they didn't say that I would receive confirmation that they had received it, which I haven't received, and I also have not received anything about it being shipped out yet. So, no, unfortunately. Since I haven't heard from them today, and they say business days, or I haven't heard from them yesterday, and they were saying business days, then I'm guessing the next soonest that they would ship it would be on Monday, so I'm hoping to hear by Monday, maybe? In the meantime, I'm going to just try not to be giving into the, oh no, FedEx lost my package. It never got to them. They should hurry. Yes. I mean, and they were really fast when I ordered the controller. So I can only imagine that they're going to be just as fast sending. Because I got that within 2 days of shipping, which happened the day after I ordered it because it was like late in the evening when I ordered it. So that was fast. So I'm sure they're going to be quick once they get it. All right, there is. But of course that means then that I probably won't be able to like do much with it until Thanksgiving, which fortunately is a long weekend for me. So if I'm back, say Friday, then we can play Friday or Saturday. Well, Saturday after like sewing stream. Yes. So my drama was that I was gifted an Oculus. When is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is Thursday. This Thursday, the 20 calendar. 23rd, 24th? 24th. And yeah, my bestie gave me her Oculus 2, or Quest 2. But it was missing a controller, so I ordered the correct controller. And then during the reset process, the headset wasn't recognizing the controller. It recognized the controller that she already had, but not the controller that I purchased. And I needed the controller to be recognized in order to finish setting up the thing, which I couldn't set up because it didn't have the headset attached. It was a vicious loop. I worked at it for 3 hours and couldn't get it set up. So fortunately, they have a really good customer service that now has taken it back. They emailed me a label to ship back the headset, and once they receive that, then they'll be shipping me a probably refurbished, which is fine, headset. So, oh, you're not home next weekend. Oh, Sabu. Boo. Like the whole weekend? All the way through Sunday? Kate says as she realizes that does indeed include the weekend. Derp derp. Sorry. Alright, we have 2 more steps to go. On outside, pin hat brim to hat over hat muff with contrast side facing hat, matching large and small dots. Alright. Large. On outside, pin hat brim to hat over hat muff with contrast side facing the hat, which makes sense because then when the seam is all done, it flips out that way. Y'alls. I'll come back Saturday very late evening because I have a volleyball match, and after that PMP, and Sunday I have volleyball training, and after that I go all you can eat. Nice. Well, that sounds like a fun weekend though. Didn't know you played volleyball. Things that now I'm like, oh, I should have paid attention to when I cut it out. Maybe making the point on the stripe be either right in the middle of a stripe or right on the edge of a stripe, and not like a third of the way through a stripe. Exhausting weekend, I'm sure. You played for 2 years now. Nice. Fluff needs to be up. Put that back up. And oh, this is gonna be so thick right here. 4 layers of, well, 3 layers of fleece. 3 layers of the fleecy stuff. Boy. You got this, Bernina. You got this. I'll shut you off for a second. Look at that. That is almost a finger's width. Okay, like half a finger's width of thickness. That is so much. Got this pins. There we go. Alright. Other side. In the meantime, I really need to be doing a little, while I'm still waiting for that headset to come back, I should probably be getting a little more familiar with everything in VR chat, so I'm not like standing around awkwardly trying to figure things out in headset that I never figured out on the PC. Unless it doesn't really make a difference. I don't know. You and Nate would have to tell me. I'm sure it interfaces significantly differently. In headset, everything is a bit new and fun and everything, so just relax and wait. Do you know if you're motion sick? I have never had issues with motion sickness. Fortunately. And I've done, I went to like basically an arcade where they had a VR attraction where you could play this game and you were all set up. So you had the headset, you had your controllers, you had controllers on your feet, and then you got like hooked in with this harness thing. So you're like standing in this saucer thing and it allows you to spin all the way around, and you could run basically. Like the foot sensor things were really slick, and so you could like do running and stuff and play different games. They had a few different ones, and we did a pirate one. Definitely geared towards kids, but like I don't want to go kill zombies. I like pirates, so we were pirates, and I that was bizarre. I ended up like, I know that I was like all sideways. My perception of my body was like completely different with that whole headset on. It was trippy, but it was a lot of fun. Now I realize that will not quite be the same same sensations that I have because I do not have the whole harness thing, but I fully expect that I will have some equilibrium issues, which is fine. All part of the experience, right? Alright, flip this back up. Oh, I didn't trim those threads. What am I even doing with my life? For shame. For shame. Goes on this way. And the center is right there. Again, with the not paying attention to where the tip was. Oh well. reasons why it might have been a good idea to cut one out and make one first, and then cut the next one out and make it, and then cut the next one out and make it. Oh well. And into the super thick section. This is that one set. I love it when they all come together. It actually starts looking like it's supposed to. And this one I did pretty well. That tip is almost right in the center of the stripe. Almost like I tried. I didn't try. It'll help if I flip the muff back down. Good morning, Mom. Cool beans. Okay, so we are at the last seams that need to be stitched. I don't remember which one's small, medium, and large. Doesn't really matter though, because all the pieces are now together, so this one looks pretty big, so we'll start with this one. Because we've been starting with the large one the whole time. So let's do it. This is super chunky, super thick. But there seems to be plenty of clearance on the presser foot, which is good. Start stitching back here. Of course, that saying where I'm starting to stitch and whatnot isn't going to make a whole lot of difference for you guys. I'm sorry. Someday maybe I will have a camera on the sewing machine. Maybe. Oh. Got this, Bernina. Pin's almost falling out. That pin's almost falling out. Oh. I typoed. Morning. And I hear a Nova upstairs. She heard something. Pork, 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 pork. And up onto the big thick fleece section. Yeah. Trim my threads. Side. Alright, so this is the hat. Obviously I need to finish pressing on it, but that show pretty well. I also really need to iron out the actual fabric. I thought I did that. Oh well. So yeah, there's large hat number 1. I also need to go through and get rid of all of these gather stitches and stuff that aren't needed anymore. So that'll be a kind of chill part of how I probably end this, is getting everything all cleaned up. Out of curiosity. There we go. Let's maybe put the tip in the center, but yeah, I think that's a pretty cute hat. Success. Success number 1. Now we got success number 2 and number 3 about to start here. This would absolutely be a probably 3-hour, well, let's see, I did 5 hours last week on it. If you were just making one, then I think it would probably be, yeah, about a 3 to 4 hour project, probably. Because I mean, a lot of time is taken up doing, too far before I back stitched. Did I just break my needle? I just broke my needle! Hey, that hasn't happened in a while. Where is the needle? Oh, still stuck through the fabric. Cool. Ooh, and I bent it a little bit. Nice. Man, that was a destroy the needle. All right. So yeah, and if you're looking for a relatively quick project, and you happen to have this pattern or access to this pattern, I don't know if they make it anymore, to be honest. But if they do, then yeah, it's pretty quick. The pattern or the instructions were, I mean, it's simplicity. The instructions are going to be reasonably great. What did I just grab? 7010. Yeah, it's a little heavy. Never had so much trouble with the automatic needle threader. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Trim the threads that I already have going. And that was the pin that broke my needle. Excuse me real quick. Okay. Inhaled like a little piece of thread or something, probably, maybe, fiber. And need to do a little back stitching because I don't want that that little tuck to happen. Good thing I backstitched with the tiny stitches. Makes it super easy to fix later. Where else are these stitches? I can't even see them. Oh, unless that didn't happen. Oh. I bet that's not even the stitches that I was making. Nope, it is. Let's say maybe that was where I overlapped stitches. Hey, good afternoon, Commander Jupe. How are you today? Nice to see you. Caught me at a riveting time where I'm picking stitches. Because I'm done messed up. Also, I broke my needle, which is exciting. you're okay. Hope everyone is doing well. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. My downfall is that I used really small stitches and I backstitched. And the fabric that I'm using is hiding the stitches really well, and I don't want to pick the actual fabric apart because that's no good. Oh, I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Oh, but that's picking the fabric. Don't pick the fabric. I've got one stitch that is refusing to come out. It is right where I turned around and started stitching backwards. Come on, go. Oh my goodness. Let's try different pickers. I need one with a little bit finer tip. Do I want... Yeah, we'll use the one with the magnifying glass. How about that? And does the battery still work? Oh my goodness, it does. So, lighted seam ripper, man. This is kind of cool. The seam ripper itself swivels both closer and farther away from the magnifying glass, and it also spins around, so you can't say you can't get a good angle on whatever you're working on. Has a light that you can use or not use, and then yeah, the magnification. Show how magnifying. I mean, you know, magnifying glass. I want to say it's 2.5 times. It doesn't say. Just uses watch batteries, big watch batteries, but... And again, I haven't turned this thing on in 2 years to fix my hair. But it still works. Alright. Riveting content. I know, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta get this right, though. Where the hell is that stitch? There. Get it? Are you free? Yes! Haha! Success. And is it horribly, horribly torn and pulled? Well, it's pulled a little bit, but... That thread is free. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? With a brand new needle, no less. Gonna give me my display back. Thank you. In retrospect, maybe I did want the jean needles. It's not that it's heavy, it's just dense and a lot to go through. But it's needless and fine. There's just, doesn't matter if it's a jean needle or a normal needle. Needle hits a pin hard enough, it gonna break. sure I didn't catch anything funky this time around. I did not. Good, good, good. Lost my screen again, because as you do. I have a new flavor of coffee now. A brand that I tend to get is Cameron's, made in Minnesota, I've come to find out. So almost local to me. I started out getting their Highlander Grog. So it's like a vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, rum type of all of those flavors all together. Real tasty, good stuff, I like it. And then sometimes it's hard to find that one because everybody likes that one. So then other flavors that I've enjoyed grabbing are good morning, Grimlash, and Hut Armory is raiding. Good morning, Hut Armory. Thank you for the raid. I just this week retired my Keurig and have switched to a French press. Ooh. Hello, Raiders. Thank you for stopping by. How is everybody doing today? How was your stream? What were you working on today? All the good things? Good up there. I don't know, I still like my Keurig, man. It's still so useful, so handy, so quick, easy. But the flavor that I'm doing now is dark chocolate mocha. Because I end up like putting hot chocolate in my coffee anyways. Now I don't need to put the hot chocolate in my coffee. It comes with the chocolate flavor in it. It's so good. I told my boss about it and she said, that sounds disgusting. So, to each their own. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kate. I do sewing and gaming. Saturday mornings are my sewings. Stream was good. Was working on the breastplate of my Dragon Slayer Ornstein cosplay. Oh, that sounds exciting and very impressive. What materials do you work with? I've always thought about doing armor. Armor looks cool. I just never have done it. No way. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. I say the only steel I've ever worked with would be steel boning. I'll have to swing by and see some of the stuff you make. That's awesome. At least for this one, I also do leatherwork. Nice, nice. Also cool. And my screen just went blank as I stitched the last bit. Oh, Bernina, you are amusing. All right, well, I've just done the last stitch. I'm working on some hats. There's some super cute hats, in my opinion, kind of fantasy-like. Using a flannel black gonna mess it up every time I say that. Flannel back satin and some fleecy low pile faux fur. And we now have these cute little long-tailed stocking type caps. And now I just need to... Oh, that one got caught. Why'd that get caught? Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. I know normally I say good enough is good enough, but that's easily fixable and I don't like it, so we're gonna probably have the same issue that I had 5 minutes ago. So we're just gonna use the same seam ripper that came to my aid the last time around. At least this time I didn't backstitch over this section, so that'll make picking a little easier. Fewer stitches. But it's a longer piece that got caught. Boo. $11:47. I'll be wrapping up my stream here about noon. My D&D group wants to start at noon, which is fine. That's fine. I'll probably spend some of my downtime in-game picking out the extra stitches that don't need to be in here, all the basting stitches and so forth. And that's basically everything then. I just need to iron out, once I finish putting the seam back in, iron out the seams I just stitched. Press brim and muff out, pressing seam toward hat. So, yeah, it just needs ironed, and then all my 3 hats are done. And that was in 8 hours. 3 hats in 8 hours worth of work. So that's not too bad. That's stitch this with the hat side up so I don't have to worry about it getting caught again. I can see it if it gets caught. I sew every Saturday morning from 9 Central to about noon Central. Last week I did a little longer because I was feeling inspired, and I'm kind of glad I did. Otherwise, I would have had to have gone to another stream or made this one longer, which again I can't because I have noon commitments. So 9 to noon, Saturday mornings. Still playing with the idea of adding another sewing stream through the week. And then on Wednesday mornings, I play Guild Wars 2 with a group of friends, and we do World versus World Wednesday. So that's crazy PvP guild shenanigans in a video game. So very, very different from chill streams, chill sewing streams. But, all right, let me go do the iron bits of everything. This looks so cool. Next Saturday, I will probably be back to get back going on my Game of Thrones tunic that I have back here. It's a project that I'd started on 2 years ago. Got everything cut out, got some of it started putting together, and then completely lost interest because I had nowhere to wear it. Funny. So I decided I wanted to at least finish it, even though I still really don't have anywhere I specifically want to wear it to. That said, I did see that one of the local conventions that kind of disappeared over the last 2 years is coming back, so that's exciting. Saw that like 2 weeks ago, I think, is when I saw Comic-Con was coming back. So, and it sounds like maybe it's going to be at the Mid-America Center again, so yay. So yeah, I may have a place to wear that. That'll be in, I think it's July. And then once I'm done with that one, then I'm going to need to make some decisions as to what next. Whether I make another costume, whether I go into working on some things in the closet that just need fixing. These are awesome. Hey, welcome back, Tidal. Yes, it's coming along. They're done. They're done. I just need to iron them out, and they're done. Well, and then I'll spend some time probably off camera because it's boring stuff, picking stitches, and I can do that while I'm playing D&D, between dice rolls and such. Trying to remember where we are with that campaign where I'm a tabaxi sorcerer, and we are in, I think, we went back to the guild, but there's been big old demons unleashed in the world, and now we gotta go do something about it. Such is the life of adventurers, right? Now that these are all pretty well come together and I'm seeing like my seams and everything, I see where I could have cut this out a little better to match up in a fun way right there or whatnot. Well. There's this one. So funny, I can tell the difference. The small one and the medium one seem very, very similar, but the large one is obviously large. I'll probably need to refigure out which one's the small and which one's the medium so I can label them so people know what size they're bidding on. Oh, well, the large one did kind of match up. I'll show you that here in just a second. So, does it make a difference? The top doesn't really line up necessarily with the stripes, but the back does. Look at that. Especially that one, that one. After that, it kind of falls apart. But that's still fun. So yeah, let's do kind of a, I don't know, not a great model, and I don't have a camera real close, but I can put the tip to the front. This camera. And then back view. Yeah, it goes, well, it's not going real well over my ears because I've got earbuds in and I don't know the wig, but hey. I think that turned out pretty fun. I like them. I like them. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there. I will spend a little time through the rest of the day going through on, well, like this is the basting stitch that that held the front and, or yeah, held the brim together until I stitched it onto the actual hat. We'll get rid of that so you don't see that. Yeah, just kind of clean them up, give them another iron. Oh man, it's so wrinkly. It's so wrinkly. We'll fix that. It'll be fine. So, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with me again today. I look forward to, oh, thank you. They look great. Thank you so much. I look forward to getting back to my Game of Thrones tunic. That will likely be starting it back up again next week, unless I have something else that like pops up, like, oh, we gotta do this. So, yeah, I will catch everybody for sure again next Saturday morning. And if you're into watching any gaming shenanigans, World v World Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Nope, 7 a.m. Then 15 a.m. Give me plenty of time. 7:30 a.m. Central, and then perhaps another day throughout the week. We'll see. We'll see. So, do we have anybody that I can raid? Well, no channels that I'm following are playing right now. Let's see. We do makers and crafters, and if anybody has any suggestions of anybody who they know of is streaming, I am open to it. Let's go to make this big. Makers and crafting. I don't know. Well, let's go check out Fierce Kittens. I was watching her last night. She was making a backpack. I wonder if she's making a backpack again now or not. So let's see if I can do this. I will be pro raider soon enough. I'm sure of it. It is Fierce Kittens. All right. Yeah, it looks like she's maybe still working on that cool little backpack. Here we go. Oh, still have a few seconds to, ready? Ready? Right now!
I'm sewing. Yeah, so here is from the side. I still don't think it's wide enough. I think it needs to be wider, but at the same time, it becomes kind of like this really weird conundrum of how to widen it without also lengthening the top of the pattern and having to adjust that. But size-wise, it should be roughly the same now as the Loungefly. So you can see we've got, so yeah, size-wise it is correct. Depth it is, actually it's not that far off. That's not that far off. I mean, if I was gonna do it, I'd add an inch all the way around and just do that. And I could try to finagle that if you guys are okay watching me Photoshop and try to figure it out. So, yeah, that's super freaking cute. It's not too far off. So if I were to measure it real quick, so the top on this one, if you just eyeballing it, is 3.5 deep. And this one is 2.5. So yeah, add an inch. If I added an inch to the gusset, so let's try that. Let's see what I can do. If I just add it to the back part, that would be fine. I don't need to add it to, the problem is I need to add it in a way that doesn't change the slope. Otherwise, the back piece won't fit on the gusset anymore. So, but yeah, then you guys get to see how I design these things and how I work in Photoshop. But let me see, so I closed all of those straps up, and I don't do the puffy straps. I don't know about y'all, but like it's okay. I don't overstuff these things, but this is what it looks like worn. I could probably cinch that up a bit more, but there it is. It's so cute. Dun, 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 dun. Shake my unicorn tail, see? Shoo-dee-doo-boo-doo-boo. Shoo-be-doo-wop-bop. It's cute. You could still fit a bottle of water in it. Let's put it that way. A Dasani could totally fit in there. It's just not as much of a TARDIS as your typical Loungefly for a park bag. So it's short an inch. Such a funny thing to say. So depth on this one is 4.5.